What's happening, family? Shine on them one time, like that. And I know you can shine too, right? You can shine too. You can shine too. But look, this video is going to be about anxiety attacks. Before we get started, I want to let you know, disclaimer, I am not a doctor, physician, nothing. I am an intellectual African, and I'm sharing observation, revelation, and experience. Observation, what I see. Revelation, what connects to me without me asking for it. And then my own experience, what have gone through myself on the topic of anxiety attack. When we were in high school, I never had a class on anxiety attack. I'm not even sure if it was a label to correlate with an event or, a condition. It was never a thought. Um, Even now, I'm just using it as a label to assist us towards understanding what I think it is based on what we know. So that's the label, anxiety attack. But what is it really? So let me talk about what it feels like. So this is what it feels like. It feels like your heart is beating at an irregular rate, high rate, like just beating like you just did some jumping jacks for 15 minutes. Your palms are sweaty, but it's more like a cold sweat. It's not like a hot, I'm hot, I'm hot. It's more like, yo, why am I sweating? That kind of sweat. And then it's also like your thoughts are a little bit high velocity in a sense like you're thinking way too much. If anybody has ever overthought or have been an overthinker to like not act, you know, on a one-time task, oh, let me just, put this, let me do this homework assignment. And you like overthink, oh, but I need to get my book. Oh, I have to go to school first, but I have to get my card. I'm gonna have to get my keys first. Or I left my keys at my friend's house. So you just don't do anything. Imagine that on 10,000. I mean, I'm not trying to let you think of it to get the feeling because that's not what this video is for. But this is to assist someone who has had this experience and doesn't know what to understand or how to, break down what is going on with themselves. That's why I'm making this video. So all those things are pretty much happening simultaneously in a correspondence. They're working together. And yeah, that's what it feels like. So what do you do about that? Well, before I tell you what I did at the last time it happened, which was the first time I actually understood what happened, which was just a couple days ago, actually 2 days ago. But it was so much, I would say, so much like a game to me that I knew exactly how to play, and I feel like I just within like 5 minutes I was able to find myself back within balance within myself. But I really knew that a friend of mine who has had this experience didn't know what to call it, but they went to ask for help from a person that they don't know or trust because they had no sense of security within themselves. They had no absolute idea what to do. They were losing it. So that's the purpose for this video. But let me go ahead and read to you one of their explanations. Oh, I just got locked out. One of the explanations of what happened to them so that we can kind of correlate the understanding that's going to assist us in creating a defense plan for when we get quote unquote stressed. Because I'm going to also talk about my trigger and then the trigger of this person that I'm reading their response. That will assist you in understanding how this type of energy is generated. Because you can't experience anything in life that don't have a cause. There's something called cause and effect. Cause and effect. Cause and effect. There, you can't have an effect. You can't observe something and not know that there was a prior event that corresponded to create the one that you're observing. That's like seeing somebody successful and not knowing that this person must have been in a trench. There's no like flip, oh, boom, oh, there, never. You know what I'm saying? There's cause and effect. If their person is successful, whatever it is, sick, ill, there's a cause. Okay, so let me go ahead and read. I be getting hot with this because sometimes, yo, I don't play, man. Y'all think, all right, so let me go ahead and read this. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't think. I felt pain in my chest and my stomach. My thoughts were racing, and it was like I couldn't stop them. I couldn't stop the pain. I couldn't stop anything. It was something I have felt before, but I don't know. It was like I was exploding emotionally. It's hard to explain, really. And I 100% agree. And the last part of that said exploding emotionally. And that's kind of like how it feels like because of the thoughts. They're yours. It seems like, everything is about you, but like you're focusing on everything that you shouldn't focus on. And it's really difficult to get through that without any help. That's why the person that I'm just reading their response, they actually went to ask for help and found themselves in the hospital and was actually convinced that they could have depression. And I'm not saying that they don't or anything like this because I'm not a doctor and I'm not there with the doctors and talking to this person. We have a great relationship, but on a one-on-one with her and that person, that's them. So I don't know. But the truth is, when it comes to exploding emotionally, I feel that on 10,000%. Outside of that, let's talk about um, what caused this for me personally. So I had an altercation with a relative on, I'll say, personal matters, and this individual decided to engage on a quest of information to prove their understanding to me. But they went on the route of proving by fear. And see, I'm not a fearful person. That's why I talk about everything that I talk about. Even though I haven't yet built it to the level and maximum capacity that my soul represents, I'm still doing it, getting there. But like, I know what is real to me. So I didn't even know where I was going with that, y'all. For real, I just lost my train of thought. I was about to explain how this whole situation happened for me. So pretty much, in a nutshell, had the altercation. Individual went to acquire information that was opinionated and also prove their point without actually looking to prove the other side. And this is why this is important. They weren't actually trying to help me. They were trying to decide for me. And that ensues fear. So this is where the thing happened because I'm not a fearful person. I work on my mindset. I meditate. I'm aware of the things that are in my conscious awareness. I check my mental factory. I don't go for people to teach me things that they don't yet understand themselves. I don't do that. So when I have something in my life that's kind of off, I know it's not me. Straight like that, because I keep my space. Anybody who knows me and knows that. So when I received this information from this individual, although I'm a grounded person, I did not rebuke them because I was being a nice boy. I was being a nice nigga. I did not rebuke them. So therefore, the information, though I didn't accept it, it still resonated within my emotional body because it's a context that we're having. Relatives, people that you know, there's context that makes it relevant. This individual probably has no idea of their awareness of how they've been used to reduce my energy level, but that's outside the question that we're talking about. Right now, we're understanding how that happened, okay? So you have to understand that the words I received, they unpacked in my spirit later that same day. They unpacked. So I needed to rebuke them, and next time, definitely I will. And now that I know this, there's no way that I'm just going to be quiet and be nice. I'm not being fucking nice. This ain't some nice shit. Because an individual that went through this don't meditate like me. The individual that went through this doesn't understand the power of the mind like me. And I'm not saying that I understand the power of the mind like I'm somebody. I'm just getting started. I'm learning. I have no idea what this shit is. But with that, I'm still applying what I know, what I'm observing, and it makes me more knowledgeable of what I'm talking about because I'm actually doing it. So when we talk about calming the mind or stilling the mind, it's a practice. And that's what the practice I practice. So when my mind literally went out of my control, and let me explain how that happened as well. So it was actually around like 10 p.m. I was just chilling. I like to do this speed reading game because like I like to read, but I never like reading until I realized that I could read fluidly. Like I'm reading, not like the words are. So not like that's how I used to read. So I never liked reading, but then when I enhanced my skill of reading, I love reading because it's not like I'm just reading. You know, I like reading now. So I played a speed reading game every night, and I was playing it, and I was focused on the conversation that we had because I didn't say what I really wanted to say. I held it in. And as I was focusing on conversation, I'm actually playing the game. Like I was literally playing the game, focusing my thoughts and my attention on what happened earlier that day. So it's kind of like imagine that with time, your mind is moving like in time. So let's say we have 30 seconds. We're moving and you know, the game's going, I'm playing the game, we're watching the video, whatever it is, and something happens here by my cheek, right? And that's like let's say where the negative thought shows up and I focus on that negative thought, although time is still moving, right? So I'm here in my life by my cheek. Let's say 10 o'clock, the thought that I thought. And then that thought starts to expand while I'm still moving. So it's like I'm stuck thinking about this thought that is destructive to me or how I feel or it makes me feel this way or that way. And the only thing I can say about that is that I had a image in my mind. Like I saw an image in my mind, and it's kind of like a cube of my brain just got taken out my head. I felt like that's just what I felt. I don't know how to really explain that part. And then the process started. So then now, what did I do about this? Because that's the essence of this video. I want you guys to understand that this ain't some shit to be playing with. You should know how to govern your mind because we're in a time frame where the people that we love could infect us with their thoughts and it can turn into something that we do not want. So we should know what to do about that. And then we should work on our perspective so we can have a healthy community and shit like this. But for the meantime, let's work on the one-on-one, right? So what did I do? So first thing I started doing was I was aware that this shit was happening to me. I was aware that I was still stuck on the relatives conversation that we had. And then it was more like I was aware that I didn't get over it. I was aware that I didn't say what I wanted to say. And I was aware that because of all of this, I was harboring this energy inside of me. And it's kind of like a Mentos. You know that Mentos and Coca-Cola experiment? They put the candy in the Coke and it should explode. That's pretty much it. And what I had to start doing was I had to get myself to move with time again. Remember I gave that illustration like you back here and earlier in the day where the situation happened. You still thinking about it. And time is going. And you still back here. So I had to get with time. So that how to do that is you get with your breath. You get with your breath because that's a constant that reminds you of the now moment. You can't really like beat that unless like let's say you standing by a river and the river is flowing. That's flowing sound. That's flowing. That's in the present moment. That's what you need to get out of there. That's what you need, bro. You need to focus on your breath. And I know that sounds like weird, but what it really means is that's the only thing you should be thinking about. So if I'm about to inhale, exhale. The whole time I'm inhaling, I'm thinking of the word in. The whole time. I don't think of nothing other else than the word in. And I just did that for about 2 to 3 minutes. That's how I meditate, except I don't say it out loud and everything. I'm just sitting down chilling, got my nice music on in the background. I'm in the ocean and I'm focusing on my breath with a comfortable seating arrangement and I'm becoming aware of my thoughts. That's like a regular day. But when it becomes volcano time, yeah, you want to focus on your breath. That's what you want to do. Because if you don't, you'll focus on every other thing that you've already created inside the realm of your consciousness. And everything there is already discombobulated and jumbled because you're harboring toxic energy, right? So we have to also talk about later the intent of the person in my particular case, because the intent is the energy that we're dealing with. A person actually try to help me, they would try to help me, not try to help them make me how they think I need help. Talk about that later. We're talking about anxiety attack. But I mean, yeah, so focusing on my breath. And as I focus on my breath, I feel like it was really difficult because it was very loud. So as I was exhaling, I was telling myself to relax. So it was like a no, I'm not capping, bro. I'm not capping. I was literally in my room, palms sweaty, able to get myself back to myself, by myself, as if I've been doing this shit, as if this is a real thing, as if this is something that happens all the time. And it's not. And it should never be happening because we're supposed to be keeping ourselves in positive environments. So that's my spill, y'all. Anxiety attack, how to uh, understand what it is, how to understand what it looks like, what it feels like, and what to do about it. So after I did that for about 2-3 minutes, I would say I kind of slipped into my meditative state where I could observe how I felt. And that's the biggest thing that our people never gave us, bro. How to deal with our feelings, how to deal with how we feel. Because without knowing how to do that, you're out here looking for some shit to help you do that. Nigga, it's called chaos. All the things that we could choose from have fucking side effects. So why didn't they teach us how to balance the mind with the mind? Y'all niggas get no points for having the pharmaceuticals. Zero. Zero. I don't want to hear nothing. There are holistic doctors around the world being killed because they are able to provide this information by use of herbs and other things for other types of ailments. But we talking about this joint because they telling you how to use it every day. Every time you open up Instagram, you're watching these stories, they telling you how to use it in ads. They telling you how to use it all the time. On a television, I hope you're not letting them lie to your vision. Tell live vision. I hope you're not letting watch it television. Oh my God. People still watch Maury these days, bro. You're a liar. You're a liar. You're a liar. Oh, well, the DNA. Do you know what that's doing to the mind? Do you know what that's doing to the mind? What kind of ideas is being perpetuated and perpetuated and perpetuated and perpetuated and perpetuated? You shouldn't be surprised when you see the shit in your backyard. Got the TV on. Goddamn. Look. So, we need to understand how to keep the mental factory clean, y'all. If it, I don't care who the relative is. If they come in the mental factory bringing in disease, rebuke they ass. I don't care how you do it. I don't. Up to your discretion and how the future of that relationship you envision. Because at this point in time, the war is being, it's a different type of war. The battleground is the mind. We already have that quote. We know that. The kingdom of heaven is within as well. Wasn't they fighting up in heaven? What? Hello? They coming. And it don't matter who is going to be used, bro. You have to be the guardian. You got to stand at the door. Let a nigga in if you want to, but he going to unpack himself. He going to get fucking comfortable. He going to take his fucking shoes off. And it's going to be a goddamn, anxiety attack. We not having it, bro. We just not having it. I might be explaining this at a low level for some people. For some other people, it might be at a high level. I'm telling y'all the honest truth. I don't know about this shit. I don't know about this shit. I just know how to reflect, to observe, and to experience. Because the person that read their explanation of what happened, when that situation happened to that person, a lot of people knew. And 0 people told that person what happened to them. and allow them to understand the process, to see at least what they could do about it. Zero. They was popping pills by the end of that day, bro. You fucking kidding? Share this video. They was popping pills by the end of that day. Don't let them in, first of all. But if these niggas get in, understand how to use the power of now by getting with your breath, practice meditation, and be aware of what is within your mental factory. And last time, if they come at the door and you don't want them in, don't let these niggas in, bro. I don't care who it is, who it looks like on the outside. Don't let them in. Just don't. Just don't. Find a nice way to slam the door, babe. That's what I would say. Find a nice way to slam that motherfucking door. Because ain't getting in. But yeah, family, I just wanted to tap in with y'all and share that because I know deep down in my soul that everything that I've experienced and come to find in life, somebody else has benefited from my observation from it. And I'm not saying that in an egotistical way, but it's more so in a way of, I like to know what's good. And I'm sure there's other people out there who want to know what's good too. So if I find something that I feel like is good, we sharing. Plate for 10, 10,000. Share the video. Like, you know what I'm saying? Get the plate around. Because if you found that this information was useful to you, I can only guarantee how many people you've touched with your life, there's many more waiting. Because if nobody's telling us and teaching us and showing us how to balance the mind, we're never going to know how to do it. And before you realize it, we'll not be able to help ourselves because we'll just not pay attention to things like these. And I don't think that's a good option. So it's not on the table. Get that shit off the table. Knowledge, understanding, awareness, knowing, experience, listening, trial. Bitch, I'm ready. Whatever it is next, I can't be unbalanced. If that were to happen again, I'm so much more prepared for it. And if somebody come at the door knocking, I got my rebukes ready. For everybody. 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 But anyway, family, I was going to actually add something else, but I think I really said everything I wanted to say, which actually makes me feel really good. Because I don't know why this shit took me so long to make this video. Goddamn, it's the most urgent thing happening right to now. But either way, shine on them one time. Shine on them. Shine so someone can see you. Because you got that shine too. And I'm going to talk to y'all again soon. All right, peace. What's up, y'all? So I wanted to make this quick edit to the entire video. Because I did some digging after sitting with this information. And I pulled up this Google search, the chemical correspondence with fear. And when I read this, it actually reminded me of a couple things that happened when I was experiencing that session. And one of the things was I could feel like a pulse in the back of my head. It was kind of like at the end of my hair. But, I mean, besides that, I don't really know, like, what, you know what I'm saying, which organ, hypothalamus. It wasn't the pineal gland, but I don't know, you know what I'm saying? So I just had that part come back. I was like, okay, I remember that I was feeling a lot of tingles and movements and pulses in my head type of thing. But yeah, so I wanted to read this and let y'all have this information because it's also very important. The response that I read was from the person who had their own experience, reported they had pain in their chest. And this information right here speaks directly to that. So let me go ahead and read it. So after searching the chemical correspondence with fear, some of the questions that people also ask, the first one is, what is the chemical that causes fear? The hypothalamus controls the fight or flight responses, increased heart rate, and so on. A signal sent to the adrenal glands in your torso cause them to send out cortisol and adrenaline. The fear response also a release of glucose into the bloodstream, a power up to get you running for your life. That glucose being released into the bloodstream, that makes me think of like a sugar high, but that also with the adrenaline is more like, I don't know. We're figuring it out right now. So then the second question was, how does your brain react to fear? Fear is a chain reaction in the brain that starts with the stressful stimulants, okay, and ends with the release of chemicals, which we just read about, that cause a racing heart, which we've experienced, fast breathing, and energized muscles, amongst other things, also known as fight or flight response. So, in a nutshell, I feel like whatever's going on in our individual experiences, if we're not dealing with it properly, is causing us to be stressed out about it. And it erupts within our time at a later time. And we cannot allow this to happen because it creates distrust with self. People are not going to be able to think that they are thinking clearly if they don't understand what's happening to them. It's very important. Share the video. Drop a comment down below. I want to know what you guys think. And yeah, let's keep it running. See ya.